Yeah, Abhishek.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I think the call is already live. Hi, everyone. Very good afternoon. Welcome to the success story of Mr. Abhishek. I'm setting up. Good. The session is being recorded and it's streamed in multiple channels. Abhishek, I'll start with congratulating, but let's see if we can get your camera on. Can you get your camera on? Check. Yeah,
Okay.
one.
Great. Good
Congratulations.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Am I audible? Is my voice clear?
Yeah, sure. Clear. It is audible.
Right. Abhishek, so I'll start with congratulating you. Um, you have got into a role of um, business analyst and you have done a CDS course offline from Bangalore. One is June 2023 batch.
Right, sir.
Currently, you are in intern and then you will be regularized with up to 5 LPA based on the performance. This was the information. Okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
sir. Right.
Any start is good start. So I congratulate you. And I would like to know a bit about your profile and your journey towards business analyst and data scientist. Yes.
Mm.
You can go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay, sir. So, first of all, thank you for opportunity. My name is Abhishek. I am from Aurangabad, Maharashtra. I have completed my graduation in mechanical engineering 2023 last year. After completing my graduation, I joined DataMites, and here in this DataMites, I learned all the technical skills, our CDS course like Python, machine learning, deep learning, all the technical skills in offline center Bangalore.
Okay, wonderful. So you told that you're from
Mechanical,
mechanical background. All right, that's
right.
another count. A lot of mechanical people actually become data scientists. Why do you think it is so? How is that mechanical engineering helping you to do better?
Because mechanical guys are more hardworking.
Okay, just have to take your word then, because data says that the highest percentage of people being successful in their career, at least from data mites, what I see, or from mechanical. You're saying they're hard work.
because because they fear I'm not getting job in mechanical. I have a gap, so I will do my best in this field. So
Yeah,
that's the reason. Because computer guys and IT guys also have a different role, na? Different opportunity. But mechanical guys are take a risk already. So this is one reason.
I would say that's a very interesting hypothesis. Just because you guys feel that you lack opportunities, you work hard, and that's what making you more successful. That's the hypothesis you're saying, right?
Right.
Probably true. As well as you
Mm.
guys have a good mathematical background. You do this, thermodynamics, and you have a long equations, Fourier series. So you already have understanding of the long, equations which has integrations, derivatives in it. And machine learning is more or less same. If you look at the algorithms, they are all essentially a longer equation. If you look at the objective function,
Mm. Yeah.
that could be the reason. That's what I thought. But your reasoning is maybe more practical because you guys work. Okay, very good. So before we jump into your learning and other things, I would like to know what motivated you to start this journey from being a mechanical engineer. You are a fresher, isn't it?
Right.
Okay, so you are fresh from college, and what motivated
Mm.
you to take a journey of data science and data analytics?
So, no, so when I was in a third year in my college, so actually I am interested in automation. So that time I don't know what is a data science, what is a machine learning. I don't know. But then I will search on YouTube, searching on YouTube and everything. So after that I got people are doing automatic things, all the things doing the using this machine learning. So that this is after that I will learn machine learning, and after completing graduation I joined DataMites.
Okay, so because you found AI interesting and everyone is talking about AI, it's
Yeah.
fascinating. It has a lot of career opportunities. You have chose to take up this path. And how did you find DataMites? Is it a Google search?
Yeah, Google search. Right. In
Okay.
my third year, I know, yeah, DataMites Institute in Bangalore. They have a good place student on multiple companies. So that,
Oh, you decided in third year to join DataMites and you waited to complete
yeah,
the final year and join. Okay, that's
finally, right, right.
I'm glad that people are aiming to join DataMites even in their
My
another.
HOD are not giving this opportunity to go to
So
Bangalore, so that's why.
yeah, I myself are working in a different model, I must say, to increase the visibility and maybe make it more affordable. I'm working myself
Hmm.
because there is a huge opportunity for youngsters to get into this field, especially it could help Indian economy, which is my interest overall. But I'm very glad that you have already have a focus in a year before you complete your graduation, and you decided to join DataMites almost a year before, and then you finally joined. Okay, so let's come to the learning part. So you do not have a background in programming, right? Nor in
Right,
machine learning. So it's kind of like you are starting from scratch. So
right.
how did you feel in the first few months or first few weeks when you joined the course? Was it difficult? What was your experience?
In a difficult field like like Python and machine learning is a difficult for me, because I have no idea about programming, and I directly jump in Python. So it will really harding for me. I will like really take so much time for practicing, 5 to 6 hours daily. And machine learning is also hard because they have multiple algorithms, equations, and everything. So yeah, two things are really hard for me.
Okay. So it was hard. So you spent about 5 hours um, after the class timings. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, right,
That is
right.
about the average time what we even recommend. We say about 3 to 4 hours. So you spent an hour
Right.
more. That actually shows that
Mhm.
you're very hardworking. So when you spend this 3 to 4 hours, excluding your learning time, how long it took? How many weeks you took to get a decent hold of Python to start with?
Around like 7 months, 6 to 7 months.
6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the longest I heard. Usually
Right.
it's 1.5 2 months. I'm not
No,
talking
no.
about the
Nahin,
entire thing. Talking about
I learned everything from scratch, like Python, machine learning, deep learning,
oh,
and
the entire thing you're
NLP,
talking about.
entire things.
Okay, so when you talk only about Python, how long it took
Okay.
for you?
So yeah, like 1.5 months or one
Yeah,
month.
so
About.
that's an
Hmm.
average because I was surprised that you took 7 months for Python. That's not required. Roughly about 1 to 1.5 months is anyone who does not have any kind of programming exposure will take it because Python is a simple language. It throws less errors. It's not like Java, which throws error for
Hmm.
everything. Python is more
Syntax is
tolerant,
also simple.
correct, tolerant, and it is a scripting language. Essentially, it looks more like an English. So if you understand how it
Hmm.
works, nowadays we have so many IDEs which help with the syntax. So even if you don't know that, if you understand the concepts, it's easy for you to start working with Python. So how about the statistics and machine learning, Abhishek?
So I'm well in already in statistics, but I have no idea previously. But yeah, but are really easy for
Hmm.
me compared to machine learning and Python and deep learning.
Hmm. Okay, so statistics is relatively easy, is what you say, and most
Hmm.
say that because statistics as a field it's vast, and if you do a PhD, then you understand statistics
Hmm.
is actually pain. So, but when it comes to data science, you only need a small part of statistics, only the one which deals with
Hmm.
data, understanding the data, manipulating the data to some extent, a bit of hypothesis testing if you're going to the
Hmm.
research data science project. But that part of statistics is relatively easy. I agree with you. What is that from machine learning? How did you find machine learning when you're learning machine?
So I learned machine learning over recorded video. and classroom training also. And yeah, machine learning is too much hard for me. I do lots of practice in that also, in machine learning, because we like in machine learning have multiple algorithms, clustering algorithms, and because machine learning is also the fast field now, so much algorithm and everything. So yeah, I think machine learning took around 2 to 3 months, 2.5 months. Right.
Anything? Okay, so you basically learn from DataMites recorded videos and the classroom. Very well
Right.
structured. And you also have a lot of
Hmm.
other options online, right? You have
Hmm.
loads of YouTube videos, even ChatGPT can help. Did you try those as well, along with the DataMites material?
Right. I learned from Krishna on YouTube channels.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you also use some other YouTube channels in terms of
Hmm.
getting a machine learning part to good level.
Hmm.
Okay, very good. So
But I would say our recorded videos really well compared to others YouTube
okay,
channels.
that's very nice. So data mites
Hmm.
are actually better. That's good to know
Hmm.
as well. So after you learn, like you said, about 6 months is what it took you to learn all the aspects of data science and data analytics. Uh,
Hmm.
and then you have gone into the projects and internship. How was your experience doing a projects and internship with DataMites?
So it is the experience is really great. I have done 4 to 5 projects in total, like capstone projects, and my main project was ITSM projects, Information Technology Service Management projects.
Hmm.
So it will, I think, it took at least 2.5 months
Okay,
to complete all the projects.
okay. So you worked with your team members, right?
All right, right.
Would you spend more time in the DataMite center itself? Is that what you do when you are learning? Did you spend
Mm,
time here?
no, no. After completing the course, I have been to home.
Also, you're spending time in your in at your
Uh-huh.
place. Oh,
Right. Mhm.
so a couple of other success stories I've done. People have mentioned that staying back in the institute helped them, but in your case, you are going back your home and you are studying from there. Okay, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Essentially, you need a place where you can focus. So the takeaway from
Mhm.
this is you need to spend at least 3 to 4 hours. You have spent 4 to 5 hours, which is great, but a minimum of 3 to 4 hours plus 2 hours of session. So roughly 5 to 6 hours per day def kind of like guarantees your career transition in a shorter time. If you're a working professional, then probably a couple of hours a day. That will take a little longer for you to learn, but it's a matter of how many hours, dedicated hours you're putting to learn. Right? Very good. So when did you feel confident of getting into job interviews? I mean, you attended a mock interview, right?
Right.
So how was the mock interview from DataMites?
I took 3 interviews, 3 mock interviews. I
So,
failed in one and two also.
okay,
I got a very less score, like 6.7, sorry, 5.7, 5.9, like
okay.
that.
Right. So we have a process in place where Betamites first takes mock interviews, which is almost like real job interviews, and will give us scoring. And
Mhm.
students are allowed to only go to the actual interviews with the job reference and stuff after they cross the mock interview for a very good reason, because
Mhm.
we don't want to send unqualified folks to the our network of employers, because that will affect our brand name ultimately. But we also have a lot of escalation, people saying you are holding me in mock interviews. So a lot of escalation comes in, oh, let us give the real interviews, but it is for a good reason, and maybe your story could help them to understand that, because you have failed 2 times in mock interview and you further studied, fine tuned your skills, and then finally crossed the mock interview in the third attempt. And then you started going for the actual interviews.
Right.
So
I spent, I think, 2.5 months on only mock interviews.
mock interviews.
So
That
yeah,
is
that's
good.
why I learned very
That is
well.
good, isn't it? I mean, you
Hmm.
actually learn. Of course, failing in mock interview might feel like a pinch, but maybe the first time, second
Hmm.
time you may not. But first time it might feel like a pinch. But we don't have any process like if you fail multiple times, you will not get nothing. There is nothing like that. You don't have any time limit as such. It's up to you. You prepare for mock interview, you appear, you fail, you take another month, prepare again, you appear. That's a good, because you're learning in this time. There's nothing you're losing in there. because it's a mock interview. So it's just that you're basically fine-tuning your skills, you're learning better. Good. So I appreciate your patience, and I know a lot of tickets come to DataMites. Even a lot of people send me in LinkedIn saying that, sir, they're not allowing me to go for actual interview. That's because they are the mock interview is important, and it's always important to follow the process. The process are there not to hinder your career growth, to essentially help you to learn and then move forward with more stronger skills, right? Very good. So after you cross your mock interview the third time, how many job interviews you attended?
I think four or five interviews I took.
Oh, okay, you attended 4 or 5. So you have a lot of failures, which means a lot of learnings. Could you help us?
Lots of learning.
What are the learnings from your, and what kind of questions they ask? Where did you struggle? Could you share those information, please?
Okay. So first of all, I'm struggling in a Python and sometimes machine learning.
Hmm.
I'm well in statistic and deep learning also and SQL also. But in a Python, they are asking object-oriented programming, but I have no idea on that. So sometimes they ask object-oriented, so I am not able to do the answer.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is a painful for student because Python. I'm from mechanical background, so I'm not really in Python because in the first 6 to 5 months, I just learned basic skill like machine learning basic, statistic basic, NLP basic, and it will take more time. It will take more time,
Hmm.
right? So I'm not the within first 6 months I'm not doing any more practice, but after completing all the theory parts, then I will practice more on Python.
You started practicing more on Python. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm honestly speaking, even in my company where I have people, we don't really worry about Python that much. Of course, you need to know the basics, but not really object-oriented levels. Maybe the
Hmm.
companies who are evaluating have a different kind of work, but usually, uh, whatever data scientists or data analysts do, it could be a basic structured like normal Python, not the object-oriented. We don't do that now, right? And because you're not really writing a web application, you're just writing a code which uses an algorithm to solve the given problem. And someone can actually rewrite it in a production level, right? But I don't know. I mean, some companies might have. But to my experience of talking to many people going to interviews, you need to have a decent Python. If someone is asking advanced level of object oriented, that's maybe an exception, right? Apart from that, Abhishek, how was your other areas like SQL and statistics? What were the questions you have faced in those?
In a statistic, like they ask about what is the central tendency, what is the hypothesis testing, what is the parametric, non-parametric test, where we use t-test, f-test, ANOVA test, what is the difference between ANOVA test and like basic difference between correlation and Pearson correlation. So
Hmm.
basically hypothesis, basic like they are not asked about very high level of statistics. Only center, what is the central limit theorem?
Hmm.
What is the standard deviation? So yeah, basics, only basics.
Okay, but I don't think what you mentioned is basics. It's maybe intermediate level. Okay, someone
Yeah, okay.
talking about ANOVA test,
Mhm.
non-parametric. It's not basic, but I would say it's an
Mhm.
intermediate level of questions. Good. Um,
Mhm.
how are the? I mean, what are the general questions they ask in terms of machine learning? Do they ask algorithms or do they ask more application-oriented questions? What's your
No,
experience?
so it is depends on interviewer. So they are experienced, but they are more asked about tell me this linear regression algorithm, like basic on the like explain the linear regression algorithm, explain the similar clustering algorithm.
Hmm.
In my last interview, they asked about hierarchical clustering. So
Hmm.
at that time, I have no idea about because I just learned k-means clustering algorithm.
Hmm.
But they are asking about like what is a standardization, what is a normalization, where we use standardization and normalization, what is the difference between them. So all the basics. What is the smart, where we use, what is the what is the types of encoding, what is the correlation, which types of correlation we use in developing the models. So all the basic skills.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for sharing the details. This really helps someone who is preparing for the interviews. These are all important things because you're telling from your own experience. So just to summarize it, fundamentals of statistics and the basics of machine learning are mandatory. Anyone can ask that to check your fundamentals. And then they'll ask more about your application. So what kind of projects you have done? How did you prepare the data? How did you fine tune the algorithms? And those kind of questions. To my experience of not speaking with many people like Abhishek who have successfully transitioned into this career, so more than 50-60% questions or majority of the questions are from application perspective. And many a times they pick it from your own resume. So you mentioned the projects and whatever in the resume. So they usually pick from that and ask for the questions. Simple logic behind that is if you could not answer the projects which is on your resume, then you're no good, right? If you are able to answer everything, right? The communication is not really a problem. You don't have to speak a very polished English. It's not, at least for data scientists. You need to have an analytical mind. Having a good language communication is a plus. I'm not saying it's not required. It's definitely a plus, but it's not a hindrance. What is important is you are able to demonstrate that whatever you put on the resume, what are required for the particular job description, if you can able to speak about it, if you can communicate fluently, confidently, that's what they look at. And if you can do that, then they will ask some more specific questions regarding their projects, right? That's what the usual interviews happen. How many rounds you have attended, Abhishek? From, on an average, you have attended 4 or 5 interviews. What is the, how many rounds?
I failed in second round.
Okay. So first round is
I
technical.
Yeah, technical round. They just ask about like they are sending some question like a list to print a descending order without using short keywords like that. The first interview on like only on Python and basic statistic and basic machine learning.
Okay, wonderful. So I think that's good enough. I think we have most of the information I wanted. Um, One last question before we move on to the Q&A from the audience. Did you apply by yourself apart from DataMites placement team? All the 4 or 5 interviews you said, is it all from DataMites placement team?
Yeah, all from DataMites.
Okay,
All
so
from
did you also apply yourself in any other channels?
Yeah, I applied on I have applied hundreds plus job daily in different platforms like LinkedIn and but the problem is I was not shortlisted because I am from mechanical background, so nobody believe on me. So this is main problem. But 2 to 3 company was shortlisted, but they are not calling. So
Okay.
this is problem. Yeah,
Okay, I
but
must tell you, I don't agree that mechanical people, they don't take it because, as I said, most companies are actually taking mechanical. But the problem could be there is a lot of application coming from open. The reason
right.
they take from DataMites, we have built their reputation for last 10 years and we send a lot of qualified. I mean, if you look at the mock interviews, we ensure that people cross certain level of knowledge before we send it. And that's the reason they take it from us. It's obvious, right? If I'm a recruiter, I would like to take people from quality sources and DataMites being one of it. But generally speaking, LinkedIn actually works. Naukri is, I mean, a lot of people told me they have applied thousands and they didn't get anything. But LinkedIn, for certain people, it may work. So that's something which I would like to add. For Abhishek, nothing worked. It's only through DataMites. But generally, I would also encourage people to apply through LinkedIn. Okay, good. So that's pretty much it. I would like to open up Q&A section. So DataMites team, if you could find questions from either LinkedIn live streaming or YouTube, you can copy paste here. The people who are attending this conference right now through the Zoom can directly put the questions in the chat box or in the Q&A, right? All right, so we already have a few questions. We'll start with that. First question from one of our attendees over here. How did you prepare? Okay, how did you prepare your resume for this opportunity?
So okay, so like resume is a like your profile for recruiter. Right? So first of all, I in a first line I write like basic information about me. What is my objective or education? And in a second line like middle of this page like work experience. And then I have done like ITSM project, so I write some basic 2 to 3 points about my project. And after that, I have done some amazing projects, self price prediction, handwritten notes, FIFA projects. So after that, I also wrote some of the points in my resume. So and my resume, like really, ITS score is really good, like above 80%. Hello, you are not audible, sir. Hello.
Sorry, I have muted. Apologies. Thank you very much for sharing it. But nowadays, all the people, I mean, who are on the calls, you could also simply use ChatGPT, right? But you have to be sure. I mean, you can't just use ChatGPT directly because it puts a regular ChatGPT lingo, and that looks really frustrating. If I see a mail which is like three paragraphs and I know it's ChatGPT, I would probably won't read it. So ChatGPT, if you don't give proper prompts, it will write in its own way, and usually it looks like a very repeated words, right? And this lingo with chat GPT lingo, it looks boring. But what you could do, you write your resume properly, right? With all the information and projects. Then you can copy paste your resume as well as the job description. Ask ChatGPT to customize it. And very important, always try to say use simple words. That is a key. And try to keep it short. So you have to say, keep the resume short, concise, and use simple words. You can also say write it formal a bit, but simple words is a good prompt. So I repeat, use simple words, keep it concise or short, along with the job description and your standard resume. You get a wonderful resume from ChatGPT, and it does it in a minute, right? And then you read it one more time, because don't just take it blindly and send it across. You read it one more time, use your own knowledge, and accordingly you can make a very good resume. And along with the Abhishek's tip, which he has mentioned, that should make it a perfect resume.
But on resume, what it is one type of website. They are like they are also providing some template also, and that really will.
Yeah,
You can
DataMites
use
have a
it.
template which actually has a lot of information. Certain things can be taken from it. In fact, DataMites will help you to create your first resume, and
Right,
then
right.
you can use. So I'm actually encouraging people to use ChatGPT and stuff. Of course, there is a session conducted for resume and all, but the AI is so well. You should know the right prompt. If you give a right prompt, and of course guide you maybe one session, you should have a brilliant resumes. And it's all about ATS. Abhishek, you said you applied a lot of jobs, you didn't get a call. It's because nowadays when you have, I mean, I also post certain AI engineer jobs. Within a day, we get in thousands. Just imagine, we will not be able to actually look into these resumes, thousands of resumes. Do you really think we can actually go through it? That just for 1 or 2 days. If I leave it for a week, get 4, 5, 6,000 resumes. It becomes really difficult for us to live. So what we do, we have our own ATS system, application tracking system, which has a simple algorithm, looks at keyword density, matching and stuff. It will reject 80-90% of the resumes automatically. Usually, your resume might be falling in there, isn't it? Only 10% resumes is manually reviewed. So when you use ChatGPT with a job description as well as your own actual facts of your profile, it will create a resume which is ATS friendly. Means it automatically puts all the right keywords. The chances that your resume gets picked up is very high if you use ChatGPT or any of the Gen AI tools. Okay.
I also use one technique on LinkedIn, like search the company, go to the like post and other people, and like send to the request to the multiple people, technical people, HR people, and yeah, after connecting, you will say that you have this opportunity in your company. So like after that, you can do like that, you can get opportunity. I got two opportunity like that.
Like that. So a bit of networking, because again, it's the same
Network.
story. If you're getting thousands of resumes, if you actually send a message, I also get that a LinkedIn ping or maybe email saying that, hey, I saw your job posting. I'm really interested. I think I fit whatever it is. Not too much. If you send anything with a couple of paragraphs, no one is going to read it. Just 1 or 2 lines, 3 lines, and that might actually get you a call. Because when people see that you have an explicit interest, you took time to reach the right people, and if it lands up, it lands into a right inbox, there is a high chance. We can call it as a small networking or connecting to the right people. Yes, that's a good one. Thank you. I have a question from Ayub Alp, and the question is, how much statistics knowledge is required exactly?
So you are like I am well in statistic. Like I would say you are like for example central limit theorem, basic hypothesis, like mean what is a mean median mode. and like basic stuff. You don't learn like hard statistic. Like you previously say, na, like statistic is easy to, like in our book also. You learn from our book. It is well. You are not do like more like that. Yeah.
Okay, so there might be people in this call who is also not the DataMites learners, who might be potential customers as well. But what Abhishek is saying that whatever DataMites, we give a physical hard copy books, right? It's like more like a textbooks. That is more than enough. If you just read those materials and also watch videos of DataMites e-learning and attend class, of course, that is more than enough for tackling any statistical questions, not just questions. It is enough knowledge to do your modeling and actually applying the machine. All right. So I have a question from YouTube, Anusha Jawaji. And the question is how the curriculum of DataMites help us in getting a job? The generic question. Please go ahead and answer, Abhishek.
So like data might have a like step by step process. First of all, you will learn about Python, then learn about basic statistic, machine learning. Then after that you learn like deep learning, NLP, and then like I think SQL, and then Power BI. You know, they have a very well structured way. And then after completing all the theories, then you will do practice and then some other projects, and then you crack the mock interviews, and after you are getting the opportunity. So this is the structured way, and because of this structured way, people are getting a job.
Okay. Thank you, Abhishek. Just to add, the course CDS is nearly eight years now. It's launched in 2016, 9 years now. And it has been perfected over the last 9 years, and we keep on updating it as per the industry requirement. And it's a well-structured course. And a lot of people think, this is one thing I would like to add here. It is not how comprehensive the course is, right? A lot of people think, I need to learn everything. But let me tell you, even I don't know, I've been delivering data science project for more than, like, we started in 2016. So hundreds of projects. So not just me, the lead engineers of my company, they don't know everything about data science. Someone trying to learn, even before they're starting a career, it will take a massive amount of time. And you get distracted and probably take years and then kind of demotivated. It's not what you have to do. You should not target about exhaustive knowledge. You should target about the knowledge which is required to start your career journey, the key concepts, and of course, advanced part, but not everything. You should also remember that world is changing really fast. In DataMites, if you look at the syllabus of 2018, 2017, about 6, 7 years ago, we had mathematics in it. We also had a mathematics book. I don't know, Abhishek, you got it. We have now stopped it. We are not giving it. We actually teach a bit of integration, derivation. We get into mathematics because ultimately the ML algorithms, machine learning algorithm has a mathematical equation. You need to understand it. So it has all kinds of lingo, mathematical lingo. So we used to actually teach a bit of mathematics and then explain the derivation of these algorithms, objective functions and stuff. But if you look now, you don't need that because no one is really worried about mathematics. We become more applied now. It's all about how do you handle the data, how do you apply it. So as the data science as a field getting evolving, a lot of things get becoming abstracted. So you don't have to really worry about deeper knowledge in Python, deeper knowledge in mathematics, even deeper knowledge in statistics. You need a basic key concepts and learn how to apply algorithms for the business benefits. Mostly you have to know about the data itself and the algorithms. Syllabus change, and the goal for any institutes, including DataMites, is to reduce the content and keep the content very streamlined so that people can learn in a matter of 5, 6 months and start the career journey. So when you evaluate DataMites or any institute, you should look at how relevant the syllabus is for the industry requirement, not how comprehensive. If you want to learn everything about data science, you could just go into internet. There's plenty of courses. There is no, I mean, there is nothing we are teaching you which is not there in the internet, and Abhishek or anyone can vouch for it. Anything DataMites is teaching here, you can find it for free mostly in internet. That's a fact. The difference is we have a structured and we have reduced it, and we is very focused and ensuring that you learn it and learn it in a right way. So that would be my answer. I have a question from Turinayo. The question is, what's a good resume when you're applying for data analysis position? data analyst position or related with data. I think Abhishek has explained it, but let me quickly tell you. The good resume is relative. It's really related to what job you're applying for. So what you need to look at is what's the job description, what are the roles and responsibilities of that job, right? And try to see what are the things which is matching with that particular. If your skills are not matching, you don't bother applying because you're just saving your time and their time as well. If you see there is a good fit, then you fine tune your resume to make sure that to enhance the component which is matching with the job description. And you can use ChatGPT or other things, as I mentioned before, and you start up using that, and then you create a resume and apply for it. So to answer your question, it really depends the job you're applying. Okay, one last question maybe. I'm going to take only one question. Further questions you can always ask directly to DataMites, and you can also reach me. So my name is Ashok Veda. You type my name, you'll find my LinkedIn profile. If you want to reach DataMites, you can reach DataMites to the mail ID I mentioned here. If you want Abhishek, maybe DataMites can send his LinkedIn profile. You can reach Abhishek as well. One last question. What do you think about AI replacing data scientist job? Can LLM be integrated to data science in a way that prompt engineering or in a different way? I'll take that question, Abhishek. So AI will not be replacing the data science job. It's like asking, will computers replace a clerk job of a bank? If you remember in 1980s, banks have the clerks, right? The people who actually do the keep the books and everything. So if you would have asked, will a computer replace the clerk's jobs? Answer is no. Well, it will replace the typewriter with the computer, right? And the clerk will do a better job, right? He will do administration better. Right? That would be the answer. So AI is a tool. It won't be replacing the data scientist. It makes the data scientist work efficient. Well, there will be a bit of job reduction because of AI, because the work gets more productive. So in the place of 5 people, you might need only 3. That is true. I'm not denying it. But the rate at which the data science opportunities are growing up, the companies are adapting data science is much higher than the impact of AI. So the net effect will be still growth. So you do not have to really worry about data science jobs taking over by AI. I think that will be the last job AI will be targeting. There are a lot of other jobs that will be disappearing very soon. Coming to LLMs, you can integrate LLMs, and LLMs is essentially language models which comes into AI. But being a data scientist, while analyzing the data and making sense of it, if the data is really long and you need to make some sense of it, LLMs can help. LLMs is not just Q&A as most people think. ChatGPT is a Q&A thing, right? You ask something and it's not just that. LLM is actually something which can analyze and understand the content. And how do you use it? You can use it even for, making some business decisions, right? Good. Thank you very much for all the good questions. Abhishek, you get the mic to give a last sentence. Anything you would like to share with the learning community?
Okay, like you can say during all the process, I think I spent like 11 to 12 months. So one thing is really important. The thing is patience, because without patience you cannot survive in this field, because job market is too much tough. You are not shortlisted in multiple companies. You are demotivating, but God has a different plan for everyone. Like tomorrow has a unique day. Like okay, so I would say patience is important throughout the journey. Without patience, you cannot survive.
Oh, okay. That statement is even motivating to me. I'm pretty sure that others get the sense of it. But I really appreciate, Abhishek, what you said word by word is true. Uh, you know, it's a patience which is important, and every failure, as everyone knows, it's a stepping stone. You should basically analyze and understand where did you fail and just make amends, learn more, revise more, and then restart again. The only people who fail is actually the people who haven't tried enough, right? So as Abhishek says, is a very good example. He failed 3 times. He failed 3 times in mock interview, 4 times in actual interviews. Finally, he'll end up, and if he doesn't like this job, he will quit and join another job. But he's not going to give up. So I'm very confident that Abhishek will shine in his career. Not just he started his journey, it's just because of its attitude. which is more important. The diligence, patience, and attitude is more important. Thank you, Abhishek. And everyone on the call, thank you very much for joining us. I hope this session is useful. If you have any specific questions, feel free to reach DataMites or me or Abhishek. I've given the details in the chat box. Thank you, Abhishek. Have a good day. I wish you good luck with your career.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.